Welcome back. Welcome back to Mary's Tea Time. I hope you have your tea with you today. Thank you for having tea with me today and joining me for Tea Time Talk. This is our time, ladies, just to talk about some things that we need to discuss and some things that we can't talk about with everybody. This is a safe space. I want to talk about you don't have to. You don't have to live in a bad situation. You don't have to live in a bad relationship. You don't have to be in messy situations. You don't have to sit in your its. You don't have to sit in it. Don't sit in all your messy stuff. You don't have to. You don't have to be unhappiness. You don't have to sit with that. You don't have to sit with regret. You don't have to sit with depression. There is a way out. What I'm telling you don't mean that you don't go and get therapy if you need it. But you're going to have to participate. You're going to have to participate if you want to get out of your situation. You don't have to stay there, but you got to make plans. First of all, you got to pray. You got to pray and ask God to help you and deliver you and help you to get where you're trying to go and where you want to go. You know, whether it's a new job, whether it's a house, whether it's a relationship, you got to pray about it. You got to present all your things to God and allow God to help you and come in and help you. You got to pray about it. You got to let him know. It's not that he don't know. He know what's going on. But you got to ask him. Not only do you have to pray, you got to plan and prepare. If you're going on a trip, you just don't get up and go on a trip. You know, some of you need to leave bad relationships. You just can't get up and run out the relationship. I know you got to make preparations. You got to, and a lot of your preparations got to be made solemnly, or with the one person you can help, or with your church. But you got to make plan. You got to prepare. You got to prepare and plan. It's just not going to happen. You know, we just can't sit there and pray because back in the day, that's all they did sometimes. Old people just sit back and pray, but they didn't do anything else. They just prayed about it. Praying don't mean you stop preparing and planning to change the situation. Even a job, if you need a job, I ain't telling you jump up and quit. If you're planning to leave that job, but look for another job, find another job before you leave that job. Plan, prepare. And that's what I'm saying you need to do, but you just can't keep staying in those bad situations, those bad relationships. You can't stay in depression. You can't, and when I talk to you, I'm talking to me too. You can't stay in grief. You got to keep moving forward. And I'm not saying any of this easy, but I know it's all possible. Because everything I'm telling you is some places I've already been and some steps I already taken. And after you do all that, you got to perform. You just can't have plans to do something and not perform and not do anything. You know, everything's written down on a piece of paper. You got everything written down. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But it's just on the paper. You're not putting it into action. You got to put it into action. If you got to get out of a bad relationship, you got to put it into action. You got to find you another place to stay. You got to find out how much it's going to cost you to get there. You got to start putting money away so you can be able to move. If you're talking about a job, you got to put it into action. You got to have another job and start putting money away. So when you move and you have to wait before you get that first check, you got some money saved up. But don't just stay in those bad relationships. It's not healthy. You know, we wonder why we stressed out. And we look at, especially women, we so stressed out because we're trying to do everything by ourselves. So if you need help, you need to reach out and ask for help. And there is help available. And you can contact me. I can help you spiritually and I can help you find resources. And I know it's other people that's out there willing to help you. So don't just stay there. If you want to be happy and you want to live a fulfilled life, it's some things that you got to do. It's some moves that you got to make. It's some plans that you got to make. This is the first part of the year. We just passed the first quarter. So you still got time to end this year on top. You still got time. But you got to do the things that you need to do. You just can't sit there and do nothing. Don't sit in your its. Don't sit in your its while everything around you is crumbling and everything is stinking around you and you're not doing nothing. Don't just sit there and do nothing. It's time, ladies. It's time, my sisters, to do something, to move toward your best self. In Jeremiah, Jesus said, I know the plans I have for you. God got plans to bless you and to prosper you. But you got a part to play too. And that is my tea time talk for you today. And remember, no matter what you're going through, just too shall pass. And it's going to be okay. Thank you. Thank you for having tea with me. And I enjoyed our tea talk. And I'll see you next time. I love you. And God loves you too. Bye.